Buddy, you're a team on the rise, sharing knowledge every day, preserving wisdom in the cloud, never letting it fade away. You got insights on your mind, big plans for the crew. Sensay's gonna capture it all someday. We will, Sensay you. We will, Sensay you. Buddy, you're a new hire, feeling lost, asking questions in the hall. Chatbot's got the answers now, lifting you up tall. You got handovers in your hand, fast ramp up coming through. Sensay's gonna empower you someday. We will, Sensay you. We will, Sensay you. We will, Sensay you. We will, Sensay you. Feel the peace, the joy, the fall. Home or lost, just grows, we know. Buddy, you're a leader, saving costs, boosting efficiency high. Knowledge base is locked and secure under the endless sky. You got the world in your grasp, the emotions running true. Sensei's adding value all someday.
Hello everyone, welcome back and thanks for jumping on the call, whether you're watching live or the recording. Thanks for taking the time. For anyone joining us for the first time, let me introduce myself. I am Dan Thomson, CEO and founder of Sensay. And let me give you the quick version of what we do, because I know not everyone here lives and breathes this every day like I do and some of the community. Sensay solves one of the most expensive and overlooked problems in business: knowledge loss. Every time someone leaves a company, retires, goes on leave, or gets laid off, they walk out the door with years of hard-won expertise in their head. The judgment, the context, the relationships, the how things actually work that never gets written down anywhere. Most companies handle this with 2-week handover and a hasty written document, and it's catastrophically broken. What Sensay does is capture that tacit knowledge through AI-guided interviews, turning it into a living, queryable knowledge base and making it instantly retrievable by the rest of the team, right inside the tools they already use, like Slack and Microsoft Teams. Think of it as building a company brain that never leaves. And underpinning all of it is our Sensay token, which powers a knowledge economy where the people who contribute their expertise can be rewarded for it. That's Sensay in a nutshell. Now let's get into today's update, and stick around because there'll be a proper Q&A or AMA at the end. Plus, I'll be doing a live demo of something new for you guys. If you have questions to ask, just add them to the comments under the video on YouTube, Twitter, or LinkedIn, and we'll see them and bring them up at the end of the call today. So let me start with the product updates. Just in 1 second, just to make sure. I'm sorry, I'm having a technical bit of feedback, but we'll get there, no problem. Okay, so apologies. All right, so let's start with the product today, because the team has been super busy over the last few weeks. We've shipped another wave of bug fixes that have made the whole system better, more stable and more responsive. Beyond the fixes, we've made real improvements to the knowledge capture engine itself. And the interviews are getting super smart at drawing out the deep tacit knowledge that's hardest to extract, asking better follow-up questions, probing where a human interviewer would probe, and capturing nuance that a simple form would just miss entirely. Most of our focus lately has been around different go-to-market strategies to widen our sales funnel and open new opportunities for partnerships. We've also been doing a lot of testing behind the scenes with the very latest AI models and automation tooling in the wider space. but mostly preparing for September onwards for the sort of busy period of business. The pace of progress in AI right now is actually crazy. Just in a single week of July, 4 major AI labs released new models. Meta, OpenAI with a new family plus dedicated voice model, and even a working agent or a work agent or co-work, and XAI with Grok 4.5. The frontier is moving incredibly fast, and part of our job is to constantly evaluate what's out there and fold in the best of it into Sensay. So our knowledge capture and retrieval keeps getting sharper without you having to lift a finger. We stay model agnostic and pick the best tool for each job. We've even seen Kimi really exceeding all expectations recently in the last few weeks. I've been playing around with it a lot myself, and it's phenomenal how fast the sort of cheaper open source models are catching up to the frontier models. This connects us to broader development that's really very relevant for us, and the explosion in voice AI. The market itself is moving very fast towards voice agents that can hold genuine, natural, context-aware conversations. Voice systems are now approaching human-level accuracy, and 1 in 10 customer service interactions is expected to be fully automated by agentic voice AI this year alone. This matters enormously for Sensay because voice is the most natural way for a human being to share what they know. Our advanced voice-to-voice interviews capture tone, nuance, and the natural flow of how people actually explain their expertise, and that translates directly into richer, higher quality knowledge bases. As the whole industry pushes voice forward, we are trying to ride that wave as best we can. Now, I want to be straight with everyone because honesty is how I want to run these calls. We're in July and August, and that means we're hitting the classic summer slowdown. Across the industry, decision makers are on holiday, enterprise buying cycles slow right down, and the pace of new deals naturally softens for a few weeks. This is normal, it's seasonal, happens every year, but I'd rather tell you plainly that some things are moving a little slower right now than pretend everything is accelerating as has been previously. What I'd say is this: we're using this quieter window to do the deeper work, the product refinement, the model testing, the infrastructure improvements, so that when everyone comes back nice and refreshed in September, we're ready to move faster. Quiet on the surface and busy underneath is what we're looking at. And make no mistake, the macro problem we solve is only getting bigger. The layoff wave has not slowed down at all. As of this week, there have been over 320 separate layoff events in 2026 alone, impacting more than 205,000 workers, averaging nearly 950 job losses every single day since the year started. It's the single largest of this was Oracle, cutting 30,000 employees. Amazon has cut nearly 30,000 jobs in 3 months. Block cut 40% of its workforce, and its stock still surged 24% on the news. And increasingly, these cuts are explicitly tied to AI. Companies including Block, Coinbase, Standard Chartered have cited artificial intelligence as a key reason for the layoffs. Every one of those departures is institutional knowledge walking out the door, usually with no system to capture it. That's the tidal wave of need that Sensay exists to meet, and it is growing, not shrinking. Right, I know everyone wants to talk about the token and the market because I know it's on everyone's mind, and that's most of the community questions we get. So first, the good news that I'm genuinely pleased to share, as you guys saw, we recently passed MEXC's periodic review. The exchange checks that listed tokens maintain sufficient trading volume, healthy number of holders, appropriate quantities of tokens held to ensure that they stay listed. We passed these checks comfortably, which means that Sensay remains listed and in good standing on MEXC. As I mentioned in the group, I think that they do this to a lot of projects to kind of help their own volumes and revenue a bit, but it's good for us to make sure that we are definitely hitting the targets that they set. So it's a real testament to the strength and the loyalty of this community, and it does not go unnoticed by the team. A number of influencers picked up on it too and have been calling for significant upside on the price, some talking about 30 to even 100x potential as we come toward what we believe to be the bottom of the bear market, judging by a 4-year cycle, judging by all the usual factors that go into this time in crypto space. giving us the opportunity to look at what the next few years might be. Now, I have to be responsible here and say very clearly, none of this is financial advice. Those are other people's projections and not promises from us, and everyone should definitely do their own research. But it's encouraging to see the external attention returning to the project. Let me put the wider market in context for you as well, because it's important to zoom out. The whole crypto market has had a bit of a brutal cycle over the last couple of years. Bitcoin's fallen more than 50% of its peak from 126K, and most altcoins have fallen even more further down from 60 to 95% from their highs. This has been an industry-wide winter, but not something specific to us. It's been everywhere. But there are real signs that we are near the bottom. Several long-term signals that have historically only aligned at the exact bottom of previous bear markets in 2015, 2019, and 2022 have all started lining up again this summer. Bitcoin put in nearly a 10% rebound in July, defending its lows and restoring some confidence in the market. But nobody can time the market perfectly, and there may be more volatility ahead. But the asymmetry is worth noting. We're far closer to the floor than the ceiling. And the best projects are the ones that keep building straight through the winter so that when the spring comes, they're ready. And that's exactly what we've been doing. Now, one important operational update on our infrastructure, and then I'll show you something. Our staking and investing provider, Decubate, is ceasing its operations. I want to be crystal clear about what this does and does not mean, because I know that these announcements can sometimes cause a bit of a worry for people. All funds that are in the staking and liquidity mining smart contracts are completely safe. All the smart contracts are secure, untouched, and nothing is going to change about them. So nothing about the holdings, vesting, or staked tokens is at risk at all here. What's actually happening is simply that the third-party portal that we've used as an interface for these smart contracts is winding down. So we are replacing it with our own dedicated Sensay portal. Built and controlled by us, this is actually an improvement for what we're doing, because it gives us more internal control. It gives us more control, removes the third-party dependency, and lets us tailor the experience specifically for our community. In a moment, I'll share my screen and give you a live demo of the new portal so you can see exactly how it works and how straightforward the transition will be. So yeah, let me pull that up for you now. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So for those who are familiar with our previous portal, so actually the portal is still up. So what you can actually do is, if you go to app.sensay, you can still see that it is actually still, the old portal is still there. So while the staking portal is still there for the time being, I guess they're just giving us a few more days before they turn it over. And so you can still go through, and previously you were able to view either the staking for just a normal stake, add in your tokens and stake however much you want to, or stake liquidity by staking Sensay and Ethereum at the same time. So this is still live, and as soon as it does disappear, we will be changing over. But in the meantime, what I wanted to do was share the updated portal that we've built out ourselves. For those who are watching on mobile, you might want to check this on a desktop view instead for the future, because it might not show properly. Okay, so looking at the desktop view of this, what we've created is a very simple interface. Now this will be going live in a few days, and essentially all you'll need to do is connect to your wallet like any other wallet, and it will pull up the positions that you have. So if you have some vesting tokens on a demo, or if you have some staking positions active, it will show your active stakes. And in the next few days, we'll actually be improving this even more to enable you to stake directly using this platform as well. So that will be coming in an update probably when it goes live. But in the staking area, you'll be able to see, once you've connected your wallet, or check any other address for that matter, once you've actually checked that wallet, you can check the staking amount to see your active stakes, and essentially basically withdraw if you need to from through the portal, or you can add more staking. Same with liquidity mining. And as always, just to make it super easy, what we've done is we've listed all the verification, all the contract addresses and token addresses, just to make sure you've got the right ones. And if you do need to have any additional information, you can always go to the Medium article that we created recently, so that you can just read about how to go through it, or how to do this directly on chain with Etherscan as well. So there is a way that you can actually go and interact with the contract directly on Etherscan and use it directly on chain. But for now, what we're doing is we'll be launching this interface, super clean, simple, easy to use. Anyone can use it. That basically, let's say we'll just confirm this for just for a demo. It will enable everything to be done on chain via this portal. Okay, so that will go through. If you have any questions about that at all, please do jump into our Telegram community, and we will be able to help you with any aspect of that as we go. Okay, so the onwards and upwards. Where did we get to? Okay, so before we go to the question section today, if you do have any questions, like I said, drop them into Telegram, Twitter, drop them into YouTube on the comments, and we'll be able to see them come up. There's no reward for questions today, but we'll get to as many as we can. I'm just going to check to see if any questions have come through quickly. Okay. So before we go to questions, I also want to say quickly that we've been listening to the community on wanting more regular communication and stronger marketing. And we're acting on both. Expect to keep hearing from us on every couple of weeks about the community calls, and expect a noticeable step up in how we tell the Sensay story publicly on all different social media channels. And one quick question for everyone, drop it in the chat or raise it in the Q&A. Which single metric you would most like us to report on these calls going forward? Is it holder counts, active knowledge bases, enterprise clients, token usage? Tell us what gives you the most confidence, and we'll build it into some reporting that we can pull up whenever, or even build a business dashboard that can be accessed for the community. Let me close where this is all heading, because I've never been more convinced about the destination that we are going towards with Sensay. Over the next couple of years, I believe that tacit knowledge becomes one of the most valuable and most fought over assets in the entire economy. As AI develops, it's going to be looking for more and more unique knowledge and information to contribute to it, and that AI itself is going to be tailored towards specific actions and roles, which comes from having specific knowledge. The AI layoff wave itself is teaching companies a painful lesson. You can't automate a job you never bothered to understand. And when you cut the humans without capturing what they know first, the AI you brought in to replace them just fails, and it becomes more expensive to actually fix it and bring people back in to keep operating. And companies are learning this the hard way right now in real time. The winners of the next few years will be the ones who capture human knowledge before it's lost, feed it into their AI systems, and build genuine institutional memory that compounds over time. That's precisely the layer that Sensay is providing these enterprise clients. If you picture it, a world where no business dies because a founder retires with no successor, where no team loses a decade of expertise the day someone hands in their notice, where the people who build knowledge are rewarded fairly and transparently for it through Sensay token, and where the AI systems entering our workplaces inherit human wisdom rather than simply erasing it. We are very early in this to a category that's about to become essential infrastructure for every company on the planet. the market is quiet, the summer is slow, the bear market has been long, but underneath it, we're building something that the entire industry is now realizing desperately that it needs. So thank you for your patience, your conviction, and for sticking with us through the crypto winter. The spring is coming, and we intend to be ready for it. Right, going to open it up for some questions. Please do drop them into the chat if you have some, and I'll get to as many as we can. We did have some questions pre-submitted through Telegram and Twitter, so I'm just going to cover those first before we get on to any of the other questions that are coming through on different channels. Okay, so what's the first one? Just while we get to that, if you guys do want to check us out on any social media, you can find Sensay at Ask Sensay or myself at Sensay Dan on pretty much any channel anywhere. Okay, so first question. It relates to the staking and vesting page. So basically, it was asking, should I withdraw the tokens if the site is about to shut down? The answer is you don't have to. It's only the portal, the interface that's closing down from Decubate. We'll be replacing it with our own interface, and the existing smart contracts will still exist. So you can actually just go directly to Etherscan and manage it there if you like, but there's no need to withdraw because your tokens are safe, and if you need help getting them out, we can happily help you with any of it. Thanks for that. Next question is, are token burns an option to improve the tokenomics slowly and more steadily? Are there other options in the pipeline to improve the tokenomics? So this is a great question. I mean, look, we're always looking at different ways that we can improve what we do, and that includes tokenomics all the way through to the actual sort of product itself. We've been heavily focused on the Web2 side of things for this year, but obviously if there are improvements in tokenomics that we can do, I mean, look, we can actually probably experiment with some kind of burn to see how that helps with the overall token price and action. But the reality is, I think burning tokens, we always issued the tokens with the right amount that we needed to sustain the project and to use in the project going forward. And now we're working towards a profitability model where profits will be used to buy back tokens, which might be burnt, but also finding out ways that our clients can be encouraged to buy tokens to use as incentives for their employees. So there's a couple of aspects to that we think are stronger than just burning existing treasury tokens that aren't really being used anyway. So I don't think it makes too much difference to the price, in the same way that meme coins and certain sort of scam coins might have a model that has an increasing burn for a while. So no, I'm not entirely sure that having any kind of burning mechanism would do it. In terms of other options to improve tokenomics, like I said, we're still working towards the ones we've planned, and we still think those are the strongest that we can see. As the crypto winter slows down and we start to look into crypto spring and even summer, oftentimes you see new tokenomics emerge, and maybe there'll be some innovative ideas that come out of it this time to counteract the kind of meme coin casino we saw for the last 2 years. So hopefully, but nothing different to what we've planned so far. Okay, next question. Any Web2 partnerships on schedule that could not only benefit other companies, but also Sensay? Not only tech AI-wise, but also crypto-wise. Not off the top of my head. If there were other big partnerships in the space, I mean, we've been looking at lots of HR tech companies to partner with in terms of opening up different opportunities and routes to market that, like becoming part of their marketplaces and working with them, looking for either in private investment from those companies to become a part of their ecosystem so we can have access to their clients. I think those would probably be the best ones that we're working towards still, but they take time. These companies are big companies and enterprises, and there's lots of sort of red tape to get through with that. But in terms of AI and crypto, we're always keeping an eye out. But and there have been some interesting things coming around, different networks, different ways of looking at it. We've seen like knowledge on chain and that kind of stuff. But those, we're also very wary of, big promising crypto projects that, sound like they're going to be amazing, and but then they disappear after 6 months. So we have to be, extremely careful of that. So hopefully, but again, still work in progress on the things we had planned. Okay, right. This question we've had a few times, but we'll go over it again. In terms of revenue, is the company generating enough revenue to stay afloat without continuously tapping into the reserves, or does the revenue cover team and business operation? So no, we're not quite there yet. We're still looking to hit product market fit, which means we're still using reserves from the cash we raised before. So that will carry on for a little while until we actually do hit positive revenue, which is a never-ending struggle in small businesses. But we are still working towards that. So unfortunately, not just yet, but we are getting there closer every day. Okay, next question. Does there exist or could someone make a chart showing number of users or adoption over time? Okay, so this is what I was asking earlier as a request to the community. Do people want to, what kind of chart would people like to use? And so excuse me, I lost that page to say. So does there exist or could someone make a chart showing number of users or adoption over time? So yes, basically we can do that. We'll start putting that together for hopefully for the next call. So we'll work towards a chart for that the community is asking for. Okay. Are you planning on listing this token to many exchanges? I think this has been asked quite a lot. So look, guys, I mean, I've talked about this, endlessly. I think probably every other call for the last 3 years. Listing on lots of exchanges doesn't have the same effect that it had before. Yes, it brings some awareness, but usually the cost to the team and the project and the community is much higher than the awareness it brings. So, he says, though this question was asked a year ago, I kind of hoped to get different answers. Listing would give access and make the project known. To list on a top tier exchange costs hundreds of thousands of dollars these days, which I still believe could be used better elsewhere. Plus, they require a lot of tokens, which inevitably creates a lot of sell pressure up front. And, there's not that many projects that have been listed for a while that has a positive effect on outside of general community activity. Most of the centralized exchanges are, also having a bit of problems right now. Some of the lower tier ones, even some medium ones, are having, problems in this bear market. So it's even more of a risk to actually even list with them at this point. So we need to be extra careful with what we do towards that and how we approach it. Another classic, airdrop question mark. No airdrop right now. But you never know. Well, maybe we can look at something. And the last pre-submitted question, do you see emerging competition to Sensay in crypto or otherwise? Yes, I think so. I think look, it's a big issue that companies are very aware of, but haven't really thought of solutions, because historically it's been a big issue. Not necessarily in crypto here, because I think a lot of the other tokens that were launched at the same time, other AI tokens in the space that launched in 2024 at the same time as us, have all kind of suffered and disappeared. But maybe there'll be some more that emerge. But definitely in terms of the wider space, I think people are realizing this problem is there, that it's solvable, and we're starting to see more and more like offboarding solutions and knowledge capture and transfer solutions emerge, and even just adapt to that problem. So yes, there are some competition emerging, which is, it's good. It shows we're on the right path and things are moving in the right way. And that is the last of the existing questions that we've had submitted. I do realize that the timing of this call was slightly different to what we had planned, so apologies for the last minute change. But if you if you have any other questions, do jump into the Telegram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Just pop us a message anywhere. I'll bring up the tags for us again. So if you're watching live, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining today. If you're watching the recording, thanks for watching. Thanks for spending time listening to updates. Again, I've been Dan Thomson, the founder and CEO at Sensay, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Bye.
In the next few years, millions of experienced employees will leave the workforce. When they go, their knowledge, the stories, the systems, the silent genius goes with them. And today's hires want more than a handbook. They want mentorship on demand, but can't find it. Meet Sensay. Sensay preserves your most valuable asset, your people's expertise, by creating intelligent, always available knowledge bases built from how they think, speak, and solve problems. Sensay captures their expertise and turns it into a living, searchable source of wisdom. More than knowledge capture, this is wisdom on demand. Sensay gives your organization something it's never had before. Scalable, personalized wisdom, available 24/7. Sensay answers the repeat questions and shares what used to be locked in people's heads, so your team can get back to what they do best: leading, building, creating. Sensay's the smartest investment you can make in your business. Build your knowledge base. Build your future.